This video contains strong language not suitable for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Does anybody have any ideas of how to fix my camera?
Have you tried turning off your computer and turning it back on again?
Yes.
Ooh, I
That's
have an
always the
idea.
first.
Have you tried kicking it and saying fuck?
Does the katana do something special to make up for the lack of reach? Or don't we know yet?
Maybe.
It's a katana. He asked for a katana.
Oh, okay.
I'm like Santa. You put it on the list, you get it.
What?
Hi, yes.
Why don't you join us anymore? We miss you.
Doug.
And I love them.
All right. So, welcome back, everybody, to 5% Chance of Disaster. If I kept any of this stuff in before this moment, you know what we get up to when the cameras aren't rolling.
Or when they are.
Or when they are. So, as we last left off, real quick recap: Lami and Thrall are the newest members of the Shields of the Saint. And Thrall, after a brief one-on-one conversation with Bartholomew, he recognized your ring as belonging to his father, and he, because of the gift of that ring, he entrusted you with a special box, which you opened later and discovered to be a full-length jet black katana, which you probably strapped to your hip and are kind of getting moseying around with. But when you picked it up, it felt comfortable. It felt right in your hands. Lami, you survived your trial. Good on you. You get to keep your full plate. You guys also got a little bit of information out of Bartholomew about Firanax and some of the shenanigans that were happening with him. He also pledged that if you guys prove there was a dragon in Durganvor, the city underneath Corumvor, he would be, if you asked him, he would go down and fight alongside you against whatever evils were underneath the city. That was a super dramatic, oh my god, I don't know who did that, but it was great.
Oh my god.
So the rest of you, after watching this particular example, after watching this little exchange, you all went to the Whetstone, where Ed had invited you in for celebratory drinks and dinner. And you guys chatted with Ed and got a little bit of history and kind of gave him more of the details of what happened at the door in the sewers. And Ed had a recollection when you started saying the dwarven names, the family lineage of the dwarf.
Durgan, Jurgen, and Bergen.
The Stonehearth clan. And he was going to find his family's book, his family history tome, and sift through it and see if he knows anybody in the Stonehearts or something like that, where, if there's anybody to track down. And he also was like, dude, if there's a dragon, sure, I'll tag along. That sounds like a great time. And so he also chatted with a lot of you about any kind of special equipment you were looking at, and the timeline to really get all this gear built and tested and tuned would be about 2 weeks. So with that, who wants to kind of chat about what they did for the we're going to do a real 2-week time jump. So what's everybody kind of doing during that 2-week time frame?
Ooh.
I don't want to go first.
I'll go first. I made a sword, and I made a hook, and I wanted to see if I could find a ring of protection for sale. I think that raises my IC by 1 if I had enough time. But then again, I was making a sword and a hook thing for 2 weeks, so I don't know if I would have had time. So that's up to your discretion.
You can always ask one of your friends to try and find one for you.
Someone
'Cause
find me a ring.
you-
Damn it.
you were basically your sword is the trickiest thing of all to make. So most of your 2 weeks was spent crafting this thing with Ed in his shop.
Edward.
So, but when your sword is all completed, it has Let me pull open my Google Doc. Why is my Chrome in incognito mode? That's weird. You shouldn't be doing that.
You're sneaky.
Ooh.
What were you looking at?
Hmm. Ooh.
I was like, why's my background black? That's very strange. It's the incognito.
It was the cats.
Do I have to make it a custom item?
This will be a custom item for you.
Okay.
Oh,
Add custom
So,
item. Ooh,
your-
I don't
your-
need the Hook Monster's arm in a little bit anymore.
Correct, because that is what, for those of you who've been
That's
following
the
along
thing.
since the beginning, this is the severed arm of a hook horror that they killed way back in episode 1 or 3, depending on
I
who's counting.
punched it in the face.
Yeah, he did. So your hook sword is 1d10 slashing, 2d8 if you're two-handing.
Why did it do that? Hook. Sword. Why can't I type?
Actually, tell you what, while you're doing all that, I'm just
Okay.
going to message this to you so you can add it in while I move on with somebody else. But so it's 1d10, 2d8 if you're two-handing. Your hook weapon is 1d4 with a 30-foot range in your offhand. It's an action to throw, a bonus action to reel it in after you hook it up to the chain. Once you hit somebody, they're grappled with it, and they can try to break out. So basically, your barbarian is now Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
Nice.
Get over here.
Trademark notwithstanding, he might not say that.
I have to
Come
open it
hither.
on my phone because I can't. Because I'm recording your faces, I can't look at Discord.
Okay. So
Is that
who wants
how
to go
that
next?
No, you go, Mike.
Okay. So if nobody tags along with me day
You
to
are
day,
not making
Uh,
sound for me.
am I not? Oh,
I
that's
have
probably
sound.
just for you.
Yeah, I can.
I start coming back to the inn every night with just random religious symbols and holy symbols and maybe little scrolls written about religions and things like that. If anybody does follow me, I'm just going to the religious district, like where most of the churches that I can find, any church I can find, and asking people about their religions and about their gods.
Oh god, he's gonna try and take over the world.
Also, every morning you guys come downstairs and there are beers ready for every single one of you, whether or not you take them.
I will take it every morning.
Also the beer.
Also, Evelyn.
And Maury, I need to have a conversation with you.
Uh-oh.
With me, what you got?
Excuse me. I need your help with something. There is an item in Ronan's bag that I cannot touch.
In Ronan's bag?
Yes.
What is it?
I don't know. The dwarf gave it to me and said it would make me feel drunk.
Oh, does Ronan still have that?
I don't believe he knows he has it.
Interesting. I mean, I can try and get it for you.
I have an idea, but I do not think I can touch it.
Okay. What's your plan?
I hope to be able to use it myself. Maybe if we attach it to a stick, I can wave it at other robots.
Okay. I mean, so we're gonna start fighting drunk robots? Is that the plan?
It may help.
All right. We'll see what we can do. See if I can't find it, or just ask him for it. I guess.
So, because it in, I can't remember where that ended up. Was it just like in his pocket or like in his travel bags?
In his bag, like
Okay.
whatever bag he had attached to his waist.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, I feel like that would be the kind of bag that Ronan keeps on him most of the time. So you could try to pickpocket out of him, or wait until he's in like the showers or the baths or something, and try and rummage out of there.
I mean, I'd probably just ask
Or
him
you
for it.
ask him
Or
for
talk
it.
to him.
I'm assuming. Sorry, as a DM, I'm used to people being like, I steal it from him.
Yeah.
I take his things.
All right. Well, one of these days, I guess I'm gonna ask him for it, but I'm gonna keep it for myself for a little bit because I have a plan. I have a better plan than a cube on a stick.
Okay, so we'll circle back to that once Ronan's got his weapon built in. I think Josh, what does Lami want to do during this 2 weeks?
Let's see. I won the lottery. My AC is 42. I saved
That's
the world.
Incorrect. What do you want? That's why I said, what do you want to do? Not what did you do? What do you want to do during these 2 weeks?
I would be looking for a way to improve my armor and make it my own.
What do you mean your own? Like visually or?
Yes, visually, and improve upon it in some way.
So you actually, this will be a good opportunity. So Thrall, you and Lami receive. Yes, Chris.
Is the throwy hook strength or dex?
Ranged attack. What were you using for your javelin?
Strength, because the
You were
javelin's
using
weird.
strength.
Yeah, thrown in 5e lets you use either strength or dex.
So you can use either.
Dope.
So yes, you can huck that about 1,000 yards on 30 feet of chain.
Are you standing right now?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always stand.
Do you?
Have you
Yeah.
not noticed that? this
He's
whole
got
time?
he's got a magic moving desk.
My
I've
desk
been
moves.
go-
My
Oh,
desk is smarter
right.
than I am.
Dude, I've been gone for 2 weeks. All right, that's a lot of time.
Yeah, no,
That's like a
it's
whole 2 hours in D&D world.
It's an-
I
it's-
feel that.
it's a
20
whole
minutes.
It's an old habit from running games in real life where like I'm standing so I can like move stuff around on the table. This basically just becomes me standing on my feet for 3 extra hours a night.
Am I proficient with a hook?
Maybe.
It's asking me. That's
Are you
why I'm
proficient?
asking.
What are you proficient in? Simple martial weapons?
Martial weapons, simple weapons, great swords.
Then yes, I will count that as a simple and or martial weapon.
Did they do exotic weapons in this one?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think
And
they
simple
did.
and martial covers like 90% of it.
Everything, yeah.
So Thrall and Lami, you guys receive a letter after a day or two from the Lord Captain Commander. Basically, a hey, welcome to the team. Show up for orientation. In the next couple of days.
Orientation.
It's basically like here's the tenant like. Welcome to the club. Let's get fill out all the registration and be like, hey,
You get my plate mail.
yeah. So like you guys get like a not quite a writ of patronage, but basically a document that's like, hey, I'm real. Like I didn't kill a guy and steal his armor. Like this is official, verified, like certified grade A beef underneath this plate mail.
Wagyu, dude.
So Thrall, you get a piece of they walk you two into the armory and they're like, cool. What are you looking for? You've already got your full plate, so there's really not a whole lot we can do for you, Mr. Dragonborn. But Thrall, if you've got there's racks of like half plate splint mail, chest plates and stuff like that.
This
So
split
kinda-
mail doesn't make you walk around like this.
No.
Oh.
Split mail is like long, instead of chainmail where it's small rings, it's like long pieces of metal that kind of overlap each other. But yeah, and Thrall, I think we talked about getting you half plate.
I believe so, yeah.
So if you want to add that to your inventory and put that on and jump up that AC, and we just keep getting tankier.
Rachel gets a rock.
Yep,
Um,
kind of.
so as you guys are,
Oh wait.
Yeah.
So it would have to be full plate, otherwise that wouldn't increase my AC.
I think
Rachel, over this 2 weeks, can you be looking for a ring of protection for me?
Uh,
I'll give you money.
possibly.
money, please.
Money, please.
D&D 5e armor is confusing. All right, so what are you wearing right now? You're in chain.
Yeah, chainmail.
What's your dex modifier?
Nothing. +0.
Plus zero. I thought your dex modifier was higher than that. Oh shoot. Well, if you want full plate, it's there. we can load you up with full plate. There was someone who I was talking to about getting half plate.
I think it was me.
Yeah, it was
Because
Chris.
I
Chris
was
was
trying
talking
to find
about
a
half
way
plate.
to increase AC.
Yeah. So yeah, Thrall, if you want full plate, it is there for you.
I don't have enough money to buy that, right? That's expensive, isn't it? Isn't
Yeah,
armor expensive?
Yeah, we'll go to that.
Okay. So yeah, now as you guys leave the armory, you're both like kitted up. They kind of shined up your armor a little bit and like cleaned off some of the guts and gore and fitted it a little more snugly for you as an individual.
That's
yeah,
racist.
you guys
Get
are
rid of the poop smell.
it no longer smells like sewer. But yeah, you guys are now fully loaded and kitted. Lami, what kind of personal additions do you want to make to this armor? Which they explicitly told you shouldn't do. But a lot of times, as part of the orientation, it's kind of like being a priest, and they're like, "Hey, don't you've got the frock, and that's like your official uniform. Don't do anything."
Well, you see,
And Thrall, if you want to make any visual additions to your armor as well, that is entirely your prerogative.
your boy is
Hell yeah.
gotta be custom.
Okay.
It's
So you're
just
gonna pull
straws
it-
for beer.
You're gonna pull up to
Cup
the
holders.
fucking paint. You're gonna pull up to the pay and spray, and like in GTA 3.
Yeah, give me some big old rims on this armor.
You get spinners, like 18-inch spinners and a 14-inch sub in my ass.
Oh, well.
I want to find somebody who can maybe make it slightly better and customize it how I want to, if that makes sense.
Every shop you guys walk into looking to like buff the armor, they will not. They'll visually modify it, but they're like, that's better than that's the best thing we can make basically at this point. It's good shit. And also, if we touch it, if we try to modify it, and they find out, we'll never work in the city again. We want nothing to do with that.
Well, then I want to customize it to the point that I don't even recognize it anymore.
Okay. Thrall, how hard do you want to customize it?
I just want to make it black to match the sword.
Okay. So jet black, and even with like the lacquer, and as you're colorizing this armor, the embossed shield somehow stays silvery, but it also sort of absorbs the lacquer. So there's just a more that embossed shield still sticks out of the armor a little bit visually, but it's much more sinister. You got a very spooky figure dressed all in black in this full plate, just
And I
marching
want
across.
an arm cannon mounted on the top like the Predator.
That falls in the same category as buffing the armor, and they're like absolutely not. One of
Nah,
them says
just-
cannon. What's a cannon?
Let's take
No.
Robbie's arm and stick it on there.
With or without Robbie? That's an important question we have to ask.
If he wants to come along for the ride.
I will gladly walk around with my arm on his shoulder.
Oh, I will allow this only
No.
if there's a modification to the arm cannon to get the 3-dot sight. That's the only way this will fly. Talk to your artificer about that.
Oh God.
So Lami, if you do you know what
activated?
Lami, do you know what visual mods you're making to your armor, or are you just gonna like just deck the shit out of it?
I'm gonna deck the shit out of it. I want it. I want it to be fancy. I like
You want
fancy.
it all blinged out?
I want it to be shiny and fancy with little ornate details. A couple little spiky things.
I appreciate the broad stroke of the little ornate detail. It's really like super helpful for me.
Maybe put some kind of crest on the shoulder. I don't know.
Okay.
Bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Are you leaning hard into the dragon theme, or are you gonna go?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm going hard with the Bahamut theme.
So
And,
sorry. Go ahead.
the shield is on the chest.
Correct.
Yeah, I want to cover that up.
With a big old beer glass.
What? So like, are you adding like a metal piece to it?
Yeah, on top of it, so you can't even see the thing.
So what? Like you settle this metal piece, this huge ornate silver dragon draping across the chest piece, and the wings come up onto your pauldrons and are curled up, and they look like a dragon is literally just rearing out of your chest. As it settles, and there's this head of this like plastic, not plastic, this metal dragon head is kind of sticking out of the sticking out away from your armor, and you settle this piece on. That embossed shield almost looks like it presses forward up, and so like up and into the metal piece of the dragon that you just put down. So now you have this embossed dragon with a shield as part of the chest armor on it. And it looks visually like it's supposed to be there.
All right, I'll take it.
It looks great.
You cover up, man.
It's like the scarring from a tattoo. Like you've got like those ridges, like the
Yes.
bumps are still there. And it
Yes.
looks much better. It looks great.
See, it's like my chest used to say Karen, and then I covered it up with like a big display piece.
That says Stacy.
Yeah.
So who wants to go next?
Can it be my turn?
Sure.
All right. All right. So, I guess let's get the easier part out of the way first. Lythar was going to ask Ed about the short swords I inquired about, and to see if he could make anything that could prove to be more useful than the ones I have.
And Evelyn.
Well, here's the thing.
Oh!
So you want a sword? You want 2 swords?
2. Yes.
All right. I don't really do short swords. They're not my thing. They're not big and fancy. They're small and less fancy. Give me. I can't make them better, but I can make them useful. I can make them do other things.
Lythar's eyebrows go. I don't even know what he means by that.
Natural sword enhancement. Sorry.
Natural.
Now I have the stupid Enzite theme music stuck in my head.
That creepy guy. Yeah.
This is Greg. I don't remember his name.
No, yeah. I had this all written down, and I absolutely fell out of my brain. So after we can actually, he's like, all right, come back in 2 weeks. Let me finish the big fancy sword hook thing. Once he's done, I think I'll have come up with something, and I'll set you up with it.
All right. Also, and then I'm gonna ask Ed. Do you know of any people in town that might be very knowledgeable about Elvish history and that type of sort of thing?
Well, you talk to the old guy.
Yeah.
That lives in the woods.
Yeah.
He's not bad.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah. Oh, Ergin's great.
He's the
doesn't
one
drink
who, he's the one who actually kind of gave me that nut. So
I'll
Yeah.
give you a nut.
Well, that's honestly why he's not allowed at my bar. I had more barmaids, and then that happened. Anyway, well, I mean, there's Ergen could help. There's the entire Brotherhood. What do you, elves have a lot of history. What are you looking for?
Well, I already showed him the nut.
Oh, right. The
First
nut.
time we
Yes. Boy, lineage. Ugh. You're looking for people. I check the Brotherhood. If their name's written down anywhere, they might have something for you. That'd be my best guess. I mean, Ergen might know him personally. He knows everybody apparently. Yeah, that's my best guess.
All right. So then I guess I would go to Ergen. So I guess fast forward, boop, 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 boop. I find my way over to him. I'm just like, hey, I know you gave me this. You told me to solve this. Is there anything you can tell me to, who to talk to, where to go? I'm having trouble. Any specific locations, people, things I could look at, inquire?
Ergen's like, well, I can't help you with the names. Whatever names you're supposed to say. That I can't help you with. I don't know all the elves that ever walked around this place, and there's more than a couple. But wood and water meet beneath the night. That because it sounds like there's a spot.
As he's mumbling, can I look at him and say, what about the Elderwood?
Yes, that would be better. There, the Elderwood has a spot that fits the traditional description. Usually, wood and water is a stream that bends around a older tree, usually an oak or an ash or an elm or something. A tree usually 100 or 200 years old, just a big old tree. And if the water closes off most of it, that's a traditional place to do any kind of scrying or rituals or anything like that. And beneath the night is for typically a new moon, because you don't need if night is capitalized the way it is on your acorn, then that's typically referencing new moons when the only light is from the stars and whatever you have with you. That's really all that I know. I might be able to help you.
So I'm just gonna say, thank you very much, sir. I'm gonna give him a good bow because I respect this man very much. And then I'm gonna go to the Elderwood and I'm gonna try to find an old ash tree. And I'm assuming it'll probably still be daytime. So once I get there, I'm just gonna kind of like meditate, like kind of just not do like not my sleep, like not my
right.
But I'm gonna like get on my knees and kind of just like meditate there and
do a good think.
Yeah, do a good thunk.
Okay.
A good thunk.
Give me.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Give me a nature check
to find an old ash tree.
No, you once Ergen will give you directions because there's a spot that he's pretty familiar.
Okay.
So he gives you directions that put you basically right where you need to go.
So nature check. Here we go, baby. Ooh, that's a 19 plus 4, so 23. First roll
right.
today.
Cool. That is a good strong roll. while you're meditating, remember that 23.
Like specifically the number 23.
Because that's what you rolled. Hold on to
Yeah.
that for a second. Who wants to do another
Oh.
thing?
What kind of a thing?
Who hasn't gone yet?
I'm ready.
Bobby was outside.
Rachel, was that you? I could barely
Yeah.
hear you.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh, if you would DP, because I know you guys had convened outside of the game.
What,
I need to
Brandon?
do a little bit of shopping and some
Okay.
other things before
Okay, so
I get to that.
okay, so do we want to start with DP?
Yeah, sounds good.
We'll start with DP and then loop into that conversation.
Oh,
All right, so
Outside Mike is outside.
are you actually? He is. Is he
he's
actually outside?
outside.
I
He's
am
try-
actually
he's-
outside.
He's trying to find the spot Lythar's at.
if you find a golden glowing acorn, run. It's more trouble than it's
Most
worth.
definitely. No, I'm hanging out with a buddy this week to dog sit, but he was supposed to leave today. He didn't, and all I could hear was Family Guy, even through the muffled headphones. So, hi guys.
Hi, welcome to outside.
Please stay
Real
warm.
quick, I forgot to ask during my 2 weeks while I was looking around, did I gather any information on specifically the Primus or En Machina?
Give me a religion and let me pull up your let me just pull up a character sheet at random just so I can see. Give me religion or history for both, whichever you prefer. Actually, religion for the Primus, history for En Machina. I think the numbers are still the same, so it doesn't matter.
It also depends on what I'm trained in. Nope, I'm not trained in either. Okay, so religion is a 7.
Okay.
History is a 21.
Okay. So your 7 doesn't. You're asking about the Primus. A lot of places don't recognize the Primus. It's once you start talking to like the Church of the Multiverse and a couple of places that deal with actual, like where heaven's not a metaphysical place, it's like an actual plane of existence that you go visit when you're done. That's when there are references to the Primus and Mechanus as a whole, as a plane of absolute order, black and white morality, everything having its perfect place in the system. And once you kind of start talking to the Church of the Multiverse and a couple those you kind of focus down on those groups, they start talking about in Machina being a aggressive subsect of Mechanus as a whole. They discuss things like, let me pull up my other notes because Google Docs, there's not enough for me. Come on, computer. So they're talking about the Modrons, the Fraternity of Order, the Harmonium, the Mercy Killers, and all of these different subsects that take their instructions from the Primus and execute them to the letter of the word, and also sort of how far do they push those limits and how far do they adhere to these restrictions they have. En Machina, once you start kind of really pushing and asking about it, it's kind of a cult. Is really it's an aggressive cult that admires the Primus to an extreme degree. They are your definition of extremists. And one there's a Warforged that you're speaking to, and he speaks in very, very hushed tones about them because they are obsessed with the Modrons and the Primus. And as you're talking to him, he tells you about a rumor that they were abducting people and throwing them onto Mechanus, into the well beneath the Primus, so that they could be saved. Against their will, they're thrown into this pool of world-creating energy at the feet of the Primus, so they can be reborn as energy within the Primus and turned into Modrons and continue to accelerate and continue to give out the Primus's plans.
These were Modrons throwing them in?
These were cultists and people of this plane. They were not Modrons. They were basically like, become a Modron, be reincarnated as part of the Great Machine. It's hard to tell because the priest you're speaking to is very, very vague about it and very hushed about it, as if someone would be eavesdropping on him. But he doesn't have a straight answer as to if they're actually Modrons or what they are. But they are, and Machina is fanatical about the Primus and the concept of like ascension and becoming part of the machine.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Deeps, Mr. Murray, what are you shopping for?
So, first thing I want to go shopping for is I want to buy some like plate mail. That's what I want to do.
You want to buy plate mail?
I want to buy plate mail, and I also want to try and find a tower shield.
It's gonna be bigger than you.
And a spear.
He can wear it as a hat.
Kind of like
He's gonna put it in front of him and just stand
I
behind
am
it.
the machine.
stabby thing. I want to try and find those things. So
Okay.
He's a small man with big ambitions.
yeah, this
guy raised
it'll all
that
work
AC.
out. Don't worry, it'll all work out.
So
Why?
as you're walking through down Steel Street, where all of the smiths are, you actually see Thrall and Lami as they're walking through and trying to find someone who'll modify the armor. Thrall's currently decked out in all black plate mail, which just looks good. It's a good look for him. And so you walk into a shop and give your order to this bear of a human just standing behind the bench. He's got the leather blacksmith apron on, and he's just a very hairy dude. And he looks at you and he goes, "Why?"
Listen, I'm trying to spend my money
I-
here. You don't need to ask me why.
I have to carry it out for you. I get to know why.
No, that's fair. All right. Well,
You know what? Tell you what. I'll give you half off everything if you carry it out yourself. Because I haven't had a good laugh in a really long time.
that sounds like a freaking deal to me. I'll do it.
Okay. How much gold do you have?
670.
Okay. So that gets you
6
boy.
nuts and 1 washer.
No, so the 670 definitely gets you this spear and the tower shield. Because I didn't actually look at the price of a tower shield. Oh wow, those are super cheap. So you get those two things. Spears are super cheap. So yeah, that's 30, like that's 32 gold for that.
Easy mode.
So you're at 600, and as you pull your money and set on the counter, he's the guy looks and he's like, "That's not enough for plate. I need like at least that much again."
How much for the plate mail? How much is it?
Like
It's like 50.
1,400.
Oh my god, what is this place? All right.
it's listen. Maybe for you, plate mail is super cheap because I don't need that much steel. But to cover the shiny dragon boy out there, that's expensive. And they don't like that's Saint armor. I don't get to touch that. But if you keep it, no, it's like 2,000 normally. He's like,
Okay, how about
2 sets of plate mail.
How much for like some half plate or some breastplate?
It's like that. He takes a look around his shop. And frantically looks up the price on the internet.
6 gold.
Sold.
$23.
He's like, that I can that's like I could do a breastplate for I did say 50%, didn't I? Only if you
Yes.
carry it out. I'll do the breastplate for 200 and I'll do the half plate for 4. That's with your discount.
All right, we'll do the half plate. Let's do it.
Thank you for doing business. He sweeps the coins into a pocket into his apron, and brings over a set of half plate, a full size spear, and a tower shield that's bigger than you are. And just he sets them on the counter, kind of looks over the counter, and he goes, "Do you want these on the floor? Will that be easier for you?"
Yes, I can't reach them.
And he does another sweep and like sets it down and has like he sets like the plate and then has the tower shield leaning against it and the spear's kind of draped across the whole thing. And he goes, "Good luck," and like takes a step back and like settles into a stool, puts his hands on his belly and just waits.
All right, I'm gonna try my hardest to scoop it up and walk out the door.
Okay. What's your strength?
Really bad, I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's not that bad. It's +1. It's 13 total.
13. Okay, so you get your arms like underneath the plate mail, and you've got most of that, and you get this. You've got the spear in your hand, and you're kind of using it to support yourself. You're out of arms to carry that tower shield.
Dang it! Can I like run outside and scream for either Lami or Thrall?
Sure. So Thrall and Lami, you guys hear a somewhat familiar voice like shouting your name from back down the street.
Hey, I need some help.
Hey.
Hey,
Hey, listen.
Listen.
Linda.
I'm gonna whip around and see what the hell's going on.
You see it through this like mob of people, and some people are starting to move out of the way because it's one of those where like you hear someone screaming for help and everyone's like, "I want nothing to do with this," and they like clear out, and you just see this spear kind of like bobbing crazily over people's heads.
I'm gonna walk towards the commotion.
I'm gonna follow up.
hey. So, can you guys help me? I need help.
What's
I don't-
wrong, Maury?
What seems
Listen,
to be the problem?
Don't look too much into this, but I need you to hold this tower shield and take it back to our inn, wherever the heck we're staying.
This is bigger than you.
Listen, I didn't. You don't need to look into it. Don't ask questions.
Don't ask
We ask the questions.
like a hat.
What?
Are you gonna wear it like a hat?
The tower shield? It's taller than I am. Squish me.
I mean,
Dog dimmadome. Dimmadome.
This could be my house.
Dog dimmadome. Yeah. I'll take your shield back, I suppose.
You don't know how much I appreciate you. All right. So, next, okay, I want to spend time. Oh, okay, there's one more thing I want to buy. I want to buy a bunch of, I guess, like 3. I want to see if I can find 3, like, 25-inch, like a metal aluminum-ish rods, if that's possible.
Okay, he's about to make like a fucking machine thing.
Don't
Fuck
ask questions,
everybody
okay?
else.
3. How long are they?
Like 25, like 2 feet ish. 2 feet.
Okay, so three 2-foot like pieces of iron.
Yeah, no, I want them to be like light.
Oh,
Like light
okay, okay.
Not pretty, not breakable, but like
okay, like an alloy or
crazy
something.
methods. Yeah.
Okay. You run into as you're walking around, you see another gnome standing outside his shop, and like there's a man door, there's a smaller gnome sized door that he's standing outside of, and he's smoking a pipe, and he sees you and he's like, "Hello, brother."
Hello.
It's a little different to see someone like you around these parts. I thought I was the only one in the city.
Well, apparently not. All right. So, would you happen to have some 25, 20-inch, 2 feet ish rods that I could buy? It's kind of skinny. Maybe something like kind of the size of an arrow-ish, kind of light.
I might have something. Hey, come on in. Let me look around. But there's no reason to wait out here in the sun. Come on in. And so he brings you into his shop, and it's everything is weirdly duplicated. So there is a smaller counter for someone of his size to do business with you, and there's a full size counter to do business with someone of a normal height, and there's a third one that looks like the countertop is about 8 feet up. And he's like, you take a look around. Let me know if you see anything. Let me see what I got. And he disappears into the back of the shop. And this place seems to have a really odd assortment of matching things. But there's a suit of there's a really nice set of noble's clothes, but in 3 different sizes. One that's gnome sized, one that is roughly human sized, and one that looks like Ronan could wear if he wanted to swim in it. And it's just everything in this shop is replicated in 3 different sizes. But he rummages around, and you hear him be like, "Aha!" and come out with 3 roughly 25-inch pieces of what look like a more rigid aluminum. And he sets them down, and he's like, "Can you tell me a secret? What are you using these for?"
It's not for you to know.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So it is a secret. Okay. I understand. Can you tell me another secret?
Maybe.
Any secret. Pick a secret.
What?
Just tell me a secret.
I don't have any secrets.
Oh, that's the biggest secret of them all. Or you're just lying to me.
You'll never know.
All right, then. Mr. No Secrets. Okay. He's like, yeah, it'll be 2 gold. 2 gold for these guys. Yeah.
Easy.
is.
Easy.
I don't have a use for them. I don't even know how I got them.
They will go to good use. Don't you worry.
Better. If I find out you made something that blows up the city again.
Again?
Mr. No Secrets.
What do you know?
What do I know? I know that
again?
The last time.
What do you mean again?
Listen, the last time someone bought something from my shop that was for a secret purpose, that's how we lost the Sea of Stones and got a park over there. I'm just saying.
Okay. All right. Cool.
A promise. One promise. Right. Promise me you won't blow anything up.
I'm gonna take them and I walk out the door.
As the door shuts behind you, he's still pointing. He follows you out the door, and the door shuts, and through the tiny gnome-sized window, he's still pointing at you. He's just pointing at the door. He doesn't follow, he doesn't track you down the street. He's pointing at the door. So now that you've gone mystery shopping, all right, so what you gonna do with it?
Project number 1. Okay, I'd like to rebuild Frank. That's
Okay.
the plan.
Oh yeah, Frank.
And I'm gonna use the tower shield, the spear, and the plate mail, or not the plate mail,
The
half plate.
the half plate.
Yeah, I'm gonna use those 3 things. So he's getting an upgrade.
Okay.
So I want him to like look a
Frank
little
Frank is the tank. I like it.
beefier.
Frank the tank, baby. Frank the tank.
We have so many tanks.
Are you gonna ride on his shoulder?
We have no healers though.
You got a paladin and a bard and an elf ranger. They technically heal.
I don't have any healing spells.
And
You can get
whose
good
fault
berry and
is-
heal for
that's why I
one.
have
That
a
counts.
few.
Rangers get cure wounds.
Yeah, but I didn't
At some
pick it.
point.
Well,
That's your fault.
You can can't you repick skill spells every night if you want?
No, Rangers get stuck with the spells they take, except I think they can repick 1 per level.
Well, I
Fuck
have a
off,
spell that I
Kendrick.
have never used.
So let's wait 6 weeks before we level up again.
Oh, I see what you-
So you've rebuilt Frank to over those 2 weeks you definitely put Frank together.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give him a working jaw as well.
Okay.
That's plan. That's like progress.
Okay.
Okay, so next thing is I'm gonna go find Ronan. That's my plan. I'm gonna go find
Okay.
Ronan.
Ronan will be during the day. Will be working in Ed's shop in the evenings. I feel like you're tired enough to just come home, drink a lot of beer, and pass out, Ronan. Unless you have other things you want to do during the day.
I want to find a ring. But I don't know if I can find a ring. Someone needs to find a ring for me.
Rings are pretty hard to find, buddy. You have to go on a grand quest across the world.
Wait a
Meet
second.
small-
You got
Dang.
full plate given to you, and I just want
He
a
had to
ring
earn-
that
he had to
adds
earn and keep the
one.
full plate.
One
You need
The
to
ring was
assemble-
given
you
to
need
him.
assemble a whole fellowship.
So I'm looking for a ring of protection, bracers of defense, plated underwear, something that will give me like a +1
Plated
to
underwear,
AC.
dude.
Cloak of protection.
plated
Speaking of
underwear
cloak-
will
Plated
negate-
underwear.
Plated underwear
Speaking
will
of
negate
cloak-
your unarmored defense.
Anyway.
I need to remember the thing about the cloak.
There's a cloak you can get to.
Anyway, so Maury, you find are you gonna wait for him at the twist and shout, or are you gonna bother him at work?
I'll go bother him at work. Why not?
Yes, perfect. Quick while he's distracted. Okay. So yeah, he and Ed have taken over one of the side rooms with the full forge kit, and everyone's just hammering away. It's been probably like a couple of days that this whole thing has been going on. You guys actually got it like a full 16 hour, like full 8 hours of sleep for 3 nights in a row, which is nice.
We actually got sleep.
Yeah,
I feel
y'all
like I
got-
should
y'all got-
use the long rest button just for the sake of it.
Yeah, y'all should long rest. Spoilers. So yeah, it's been a couple of days. They're thoroughly in production on these weapons. And Ed sees you and kind of throws you a wave, but he's busy hammering away on something and can't step away from it.
Hey, Ronan, buddy. What you
Ha!
up to?
Who? I'm building a
you.
sword. Or no,
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
helping
That's
build
right.
a sword.
It's been a while,
Indeed.
so I got a couple questions.
Hmm.
So that infusion thing that I gave you, the little
Mhm.
circle dude.
Mhm.
I know you're working on like a crazy like hook guy, right?
Mhm.
Would you mind if I stole that back? Can I have it? Do you need it?
I kind of liked it, but it is yours
Oh.
technically. So if
Okay.
you need it, you can have it.
So I can. How about I make you something for the infusion? How about that? That's the plan.
Okay. That's I pull out the big javelin from my butt. I don't know. Do I have
It's
it with
probably
me?
it's leaning up to the side. And
Ah!
Josh's Wi-Fi died. He'll be back.
There's a giant Kendrick.
There we go. I had to change
The overlay, not my
the
overlay.
overlay.
So yeah. So the
Is there
Yeah,
anything
the-
you're like? Sorry, Ronan. Is there anything you're like looking for? Is there anything like I help you with?
I actually have this cloaker hide that if you have the time to take to a person who does things with hide and things, could take and make like a little hood and a cloak out of, like a big, like as big of a cape with a hood as you can.
What if? Okay, we can do that. But what if I make you like a sweet loincloth out of it?
Dude, DP's the biggest picture for me right now, and I'm loving
You're
it.
the biggest picture for me.
God, I hate it.
It's very pixel.
Hey,
Listen, dude, get a better,
Brandon.
find a better camera. Steal. I don't care. Just I
I'm
need
about to
more
buy
pixels
it
in your face.
$800 drum, right?
I can go find somebody to make you the cooking. Then.
I would
But-
actually prefer the cloak, if you don't mind. And if you let me know how much it is, I can provide... Well, I don't know. And I don't know
At
how
least
much
6.
Ed is going to charge me for these things.
Less whining, more hammering.
I'll try to pay money to you for the stuff. I just kind of throw the javelin and the hide at him and go bother Ed while I go do things with Ed.
All right, there's one more thing.
Ah!
So Robbie apparently left a thing in your bag.
I
It's a
left the thing in
cube.
my bag.
It's a cube. I don't know if you remember this cube, but it made him
I've
do
never seen a
weird
cube.
things.
My bag is over there if you wanna look.
You don't mind me
I-
rummaging through your things?
Oh,
I've known you
there's
for like
nothing
2
in there.
days.
Yeah,
Are you sure?
Yeah, there's nothing.
It's
in
been
there.
more than 2 days. It's been at this
Been
point. It's
3.
been like 10
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. I guess it's
because you guys had the entire trip over
Mm.
where
Right.
like nothing was actually said, and you just all kind of scowled at each other,
Yeah.
and then you tackled the tree.
right.
If you
Um,
take my shovel, though, I'll know. And then I go off and go over to Ed.
Am I good to go pee really quick while this is all?
Yeah, fuck off.
There you go. Wow. You're just mad you're not getting full plate. I understand.
Yeah.
I just want a ring
Ted will
or
remember.
bracers.
So Maury, as you're rummaging through his bags, you find like kind of in the same pocket as a conch shell, an enormous conch that you've seen a time or two. Don't
Size
blast that, I
Maury.
swear to God.
Just to waste my time with
Like
you.
It's the
inside
size
that
of Maury.
pouch. It's not quite that big. Inside you find it's actually much smaller than what Robbie had described to you. It's only probably it's like a 3x3x3 cube. That's made of metal and has this weird glow to it. And it's warm when you're holding it. But it's the only it's the first thing you found that matches that description in Ronan's bags.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna snag it. I'm gonna run.
As you're on the way out, Ed turns over from the forge where he's working. He's like, "Hey, I've got something for you. We'll see when he's done. I won't forget what we talked about.
Right.
I found a way to even the odds. I'll talk to you later." And goes back and keeps working his forge.
Okay. I will be back.
Okay.
All right,
So-
and then for the remaining few days, I'd like to just like do a whole lot of tinkering.
Okay. So, and is the thing that Thalia and Maury, you two tag teaming, is that towards the end of those 2 weeks, or
Yeah, I figured like I'd be making it throughout these
Yeah.
2 weeks. So
Through
I
I-
was
these 2 weeks.
hoping, I was
Yeah.
hoping within the first week to,
Oh, you want? Okay.
Okay.
Well,
if possible.
yeah, that's if you put that towards the top of your list while you're working on Frank, that you could definitely have stuff done in the first week.
okay. Well, I will try and find Talia wherever the heck she's at.
Because I feel like you guys have been kind of tag teaming, like at dinners, you all kind of sit down and talk about what you did that day, and Ronan kind of grumbles and says sword, and then drinks his beer and goes to bed.
Sword.
Sword. But yeah, so Thalia, I don't know if you want to take your dinners at the Twist and Shout with the Adams.
Yeah, I
Um,
probably will.
Okay.
All right.
Oh my god.
I don't know who.
That's
I
my
don't know who
roommate.
that's
He's playing
coming
fucking League.
Oh,
Is it also
No.
possible during this time to find a haversack or something similar?
Is it as in like
A handy haversack?
the handy
A
haversack?
handy haversack. Yep.
Yeah, that's something you could probably find.
Okay.
That's totally doable.
So anytime that oh God, did I forget to write her name? I think it was Evelyn.
Yep.
Is at
That's
the
her.
bar, and I ask her for drinks. I'll always ask her for like 2 or 3 more, and just start putting them in the haversack.
Mhm.
No.
The Adams will also, like, as they kind of get used to this weird thing. They're not asking too many questions, and so they, like, anytime they serve you guys a round of drinks, they always add like 1 or 2 extra, and are just like, whatever. They're used to it after after you ask them, and they just don't even bat an eye anymore. They just figure you're gonna double fist and go do your own thing. They've never seen you drink a beer, but they assume you double fist it. So yeah, it's an evening. The four gentlemen that sit over in the corner of the Twist and Shout have just come in and settled, and they're starting their card game that they do every night, like clockwork. They're actually more efficient than the bells they use to keep track of time through the city. They are exactly in the same spots every night. As you guys are all kind of settling down to eat. So if Thalia and Maury want to have their little chit chat.
Yo,
Hey.
Thalia,
Hey, how's it going?
I have this cool thing.
Did you
Okay.
finish it?
I did finish it, and I hope you like it. I kind of did a little differently, but so okay, I'm gonna show her this little thing. It's kind of like a little pocketbook. It's about like this size. Yeah, I don't know. It's not like huge, but then I kind of open it up. Okay, so, and I have like this little like plasticky metal like stylus thing. Okay, so you can keep all your notes in this tiny little pocketbook. Okay, and it does this cool thing. Okay, and I kind of like straighten it out like completely so it's like flat, and it like clicks into place.
Okay.
And then there's like a little bar that kind of goes across the top. Like if you look through it, okay, it should show you like some fancy books or anything that you're looking for. Okay, you can write down a phrase and it'll look for that phrase and it'll be like a nice little book finder.
I like just grab it. Thank you, and just start immediately like writing down notes. And okay, so I know I talked with Curtis about this. So it's like the Brotherhood. I have to be on Brotherhood Wi-Fi, right?
Brotherhood Wi-Fi gets the best reception.
Yeah.
So that is the way this will work is if you're looking for a book, it will, and you peek through that viewfinder, it will glow kind of whatever books have that phrase or have subject matter related to it. For best results, if you use it in Brotherhood space, you'll get the results. It does not access restricted sections.
Yeah.
So you would need special. Yeah, you need special access to go into spaces to do that.
Students out of bed. Students out of bed. That was a lantern.
I got that. That was actually an acceptable piece of improv, and I loved it. It was all about it.
Follow-up question, because I know this was in flux. Do I have to cast the spell I created to use it every time, or is that the name of the item?
That's I feel like the spell that you're casting is like imbued into that.
Okay.
Whatever you can call the actual device whatever the two of you decide. Are you still running with Control F
Yes.
for the time being?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
What
Also, I forgot to mention. Sorry, I forgot to mention. I pushed like this button that's on the side. It's like you have to come up with a phrase to open it. Okay, and it'll only open for you. Okay, so it'll
I'll come up with something.
Also, Maury, while we're talking about artifacts, do you still have you know you have the dark spot in your inventory, right? The darkness box.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's still in your
Forgot about that
inventory.
thing.
While we're adding things to inventories, that basically just lets you cast darkness around the box. Wherever you leave it, there's magical darkness around it.
That's cool.
How
How the heck do I?
and that'll be a magic item, which I feel like we're all going to learn about adding things into our D&D Beyond inventories. And actually, because that's every so Thalia, if there's anything else you wanted to talk
Yeah.
about doing during your 2 weeks,
There are a lot of things.
asking questions, doing research.
Yes, lots of research, all the research, especially that's why I wanted my Control F tablet
For the to go diving.
to go research diving.
Okay.
So she went back into the sewers, and brought Ed along to go look at the door. And spent some time there. She spent a lot of time at the Brotherhood researching Fearnax and anything related to that. I don't know if she got access to the restricted section. And I also don't know. I watched the last episode this afternoon, so I know that the Order of the Shield and the Saint. I know Sir Bartholomew said that he has some stuff that we don't. So I don't know if I got access to that.
So starting with what do you want to start with?
I probably spent a day down. Well, trying to think. Probably spent. I don't know. Would Ed? Because Ed's working with Ronan on the sword. So can I steal him away for a bit?
You can grab him for like, it wouldn't take too long because you remember the magical invisible door.
Yeah.
The shortcut now.
Okay. So I'll probably do that first, so that way I'm not taking him away for too long.
I forgot there was a shortcut.
So you guys, you actually, okay, yeah. So you guys go down through the sewers. Ed only grumbles a little bit about the smell, but you guys managed to make it through. You actually, you hear, teak, deek, squeak, feek, he of many names that all rhyme, talking to Mr. Bojangles off of one of those side sewer tunnels, but he doesn't seem to come near you. And as you get to the door, Ed stops like directly on this circle that's inscribed in the stone in front of the door and looks up and just goes, "Boy, they don't make them like this anymore."
I would hope not, because apparently that's holding a dragon behind it. Right?
And he kind of looks, and he looks at the letters, and he looks around, and he's like, "No, yeah, this. Huh. I never would have thought of that." And he's looking at it, and he steps over to the side panel where the inscription from King Ragarin was, and he kind of runs his hand along it as he's reading. He's like, "Yeah, okay. Interesting. So yeah, it looks like they closed this with him inside."
With Fearnax inside?
Yeah. I mean, if you're trying to trap a dragon,
It's smart.
it's not bad. I just hope they got everybody out.
Yeah.
It's a big city.
Do you know what the one true name might be referencing?
Then he's like, hold on. Let me embrace this part of my culture that I've predominantly abandoned, but that's fine. I understand.
Take the time you need.
I'm gonna open my next Google document. Where did I put it? Who did I send? I think I sent it to Deeps. Cause here it is. The one true name. Okay. It and they are one aflame. And he starts kind of repeating he starts repeating the phrase. There's that whole stanza.
Yeah.
A dragon knows the one true name, for it and they are
They
one
are
of
one of
flame.
flame.
So for the broken blade and spindle, show you can make shadows kindle. Well, I mean, he's a dragon, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they do fire. Like,
Yeah.
hmm.
I got that much. And I mean, I guess you can make shadows kindle with fire, electric. We haven't quite figured that out. I'm still piecing that together.
No, the pride of dwarf and dragon twinned, riches wait in halls within. Enter
That one,
not
that last stanza, I kind of get.
offering faith and enter. How do you? So okay, so let's think of it this way. You're a dwarven king with the entire kingdom's disposal, or like everything in the kingdom at your disposal, and you bait the dragon in. Great, good job. You have a dragon in your house. Now what? How do you keep it in? How do you not? Because they can, right? Dragons can shapeshift, right?
I believe so.
So why not just have it shapeshift out? If it doesn't look like a dragon, it doesn't smell like a dragon. It still is a dragon, but we don't know that. What does a dragon hate?
Dragon hate.
What do we know about dragons? What do we know about dragons?
They're prideful. They hate when somebody outsmarts them, outwits them, takes their stuff.
Takes their stuff. Okay. So that fits because dwarves are kind of like that too. Show you enter not for gold, offered faith. Dragons don't like. Dragons think they're gods.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And he runs and starts running his hands along the bottom stanza. And he's like, "This is." If there's that's it. That's. And he turns back and he looks at you and goes, "So this is going to sound weird.
Try me."
Dragons think they are the highest power. Short of the Tiamat, because she's the mother and queen of dragons, but whatever. They all think that they're the hot shit. So they have no faith in anything but themselves. Do you remember what the other dwarf did to open this lock?
Yeah, another dwarf lists the lineage, which I think is referring to the first stanza.
Right. Speak your claims, because a dragon can't enter because it has no stake in this land.
At the very end, he had a lot of electricity, and the rest of the guys said that he essentially destroyed his religious symbol.
I think that's it. Something they value more than themselves. A material sacrifice, one, sure, a dragon would melt its hoard if it's trying to defend it, but otherwise it protects it. But it's more than just cost. It's belief. There's no way a dragon would be able to open that third lock, even if it figures out the middle one, because it has no faith. Oh, this is genius. I have no idea what that second part means. Let's be honest. I
was hoping you would.
No, yeah. Sorry, I'm still stuck on.
Nah, you helped a lot with the ending there.
No, because these are all things a dragon. These are all the antithesis of a dragon. Because dragon wouldn't have any claim to a dwarven hold. That alone would keep it from, someone shaped to another dragon trying to bust him out or anything like that. That alone limits it to a very select number of people. I don't know if it's specific to Durganvor or any dwarven city. And he starts running his hands through his beard. Just like, I need to think about this.
That makes two of us.
I need to make something. I'll think about it while I'm making something.
Sounds
But
good.
I need to finish. I need to finish the equalizer. That'll help. Let me think on it. Come back to me in a couple of days.
Absolutely.
I'll come up with something. And the entire walk back, you guys run into Deek, Teak, Feek, Peak. And Ed just is he's still just running his hands through his beard and just muttering under his breath in Dwarvish and just muscles right through and goes back up the rope and basically kind of forgets that you're walking with him and is just muttering and thinking, and you can almost hear the gears turning in his head.
Mhm.
He's a robot.
I said almost. So
Do you want me to go through the rest of the stuff that I do?
we'll finish up your research and then we'll go to break because Josh's, unfortunately, his Wi-Fi exploded, and he has no internet. So we're short of Josh today.
Yep.
Sad.
So I guess besides the research, I'll keep looking into Fearnax of the Brotherhood and wherever else I can get my hands on.
Okay.
I'm definitely using that new tablet. Super
Mhm.
excited. She would also have been playing a few gigs.
Okay.
Just getting a feel for getting some info, keeping her skills in shape. And she was also going to get to know Evelyn. Start to befriend her and just kind of hang out whenever they had, a couple moments. And in the process of doing so, I think the two of them would help Lythar start to learn how to talk with the ladies.
How to stop bubbling his way through every conversation. So as you're playing you're bouncing around a couple of different inns and taverns, playing gigs, you start to hear you always get the random town gossip. Someone so and so sleeping with so and so. Somebody's someone's rich uncle passed away, or someone's trying to kill their rich uncle so they can get the inheritance. The usual stuff. There's a couple of rumors that you're hearing with a little more regularity, which doesn't necessarily make them true. That just means that they're catching on and people are interested. There's apparently been a slew of robberies in the upper crust where all the rich hoity-toity nobles live. Just a lot of broken windows, a lot of just valuables going missing. At one particular tavern, you hear two guys talking right next to you in hushed whispers that a black market magic item dealer was found dead. They hauled him out of a water tank in Cat's Cradle. They're that had to be foul play because they knew the guy could swim. So, but how to get up there? A lot of rumors floating around with that. But he's the only death in this slate of crime up in the northern part of town. A lot of the farmers and people running the granaries in Cat's Cradle to the north of the city, they're always grumbling about taxes, but this year the harvest has not been great. So a lot of prayers to either the normal harvest gods, or a couple of people have taken to praying to the woods themselves, because at this point any port in a storm and it never hurts to appease the nature spirits. Unfortunately, that also, to compound the short harvest or the slow growth, the rats have been exceptionally aggressive this year. They're coming out, they're actually starting to bite at people, which has never been a problem up in Cat's Cradle. And Cat's Cradle, as you kind of figure out that it earned that name because that's where all the granaries are. So the rats go there, so the cats go there. So that's a lot of people. It's an easy food supply, a lot of water, a lot of animal friendly folks up there. So the cats kind of settle in and make that their spot. But the rats are actually starting to push cats out of their their habitat. And there's always rumors of like, oh, there's monsters on the road. There's bandits and things. But there's also been rumors coming from Long Pike that cattle and livestock have been being slaughtered in the fields overnight.
Aliens.
It looks like it could be wolves, but you hear a farmer who just brought in a load of supplies from out that way, telling stories about how he saw one of the horses that was butchered and it had huge claw marks across its chest. Just like chunks of it had been ripped away. And he's like, I've never seen a wolf do anything like that. It looked like somebody slashed it with a sword. This was not, he's like, I swear on my mom, this was not, I never seen a wolf do nothing like this. And you start to hear some of those rumors kind of circulate more readily in your kind of circles. Digging through the Brotherhood, you get a couple of hits on Firanax. He was running around this area like 150 years ago, and then spontaneously disappeared. Just one day he was spotted flying over the mountains to the north, and then the next day he was gone, and there had not been hide nor hair of him since. At about 150 years ago, that matches with the timeline on King Ragarin's departure, and like the last couple of messages from King Ragarin in Durganvor. Any other questions?
Ooh.
Anything specific? And then we'll go on break.
Oh boy. Nope, not right now.
Okay. So let's make this an opportunity to take a 10 for water, restroom, and adding magic items. DP, you have something? Or I just saw the one finger go up and I was like, is that a hold?
No.
So, cool.
All I got is 23.
You got a 23. Hold on to that. We'll be back. We'll be back for your 23, I promise.
Oh yeah.
All right. So yeah, we'll take a 10.
23 and me.
So
I don't like
unless we left off a few moments ago, in your time, it was less than 10 seconds. In our time, it was significantly longer than 10 minutes because we're bad at time management. It's fine. So Thalia was running around asking all kinds of questions about Firanax and the history, and had a couple of relevant conversations with Ed about the door to Durganvor. Yes, it rhymes.
Under Cornbore.
Don't. Yes, it rhymes. Don't look at me like that.
Who happens to hold core?
It makes sense. Just look at the
Core is in
Lord. It's all
to
there.
Durganvor. Inside of Corum 4.
If any of you spoke Dwarvish, that would have made a hilarious joke. So yeah.
I do not speak Dwarvish.
So, Thalia, did you have any other? You had no other questions, right?
No, although wait, I totally remember this on break. Wasn't I supposed to go look for a ring of protection or bracers or something for you, Ronan?
Yeah.
He?
Yeah.
All right.
I forgot you
Guess
can't
it's
see
fine.
me because your computer
There's
explodes.
Yeah.
sorry. So as you're kind of asking around, places.
Once we were told that if you go to the one place, things are sketchy but cheaper.
The one place.
What?
I need to see the map to know what the one place is. Maps. I'm so glad I put a in Greymire, you could find like black markety shit for cheaper. The crust is where you find expensive shit for expensive amounts, and Stone's Throw is not those.
Hmm. And that's how you build a city.
And then there's the range.
Rich people, poor people, steely people, guns.
Yep.
That's how I built this city. I pulled those out of a hat.
We built this city.
Brandon, you are really close to the camera, and I just see the eyebrow. It's very disconcerting. So Thalia, as you remember that Ronan's on the hunt for some kind of protective measure. You ask around a couple of the shops, and they're all fresh out of rings of protection. One or two are like, "Hey, you should go check out." They get the general gist of like, you can try your luck in Greymire if you're feeling risky. None of them have like contacts or anything on that side of town because that's not proper, and that's not the kind of place where you sell things. But there, a couple people are like, "Hey, if you walk into Greymire and ask the right questions, you could probably find something. It'll probably be." You could probably find it. You might have to talk to some unpleasant people, but it's plausible.
All right, I guess I'll go do that.
Okay.
Yay. Roll a shady person check.
There's not really a.
What?
It might be. So how are you gonna? Are you just gonna mosey it and start asking questions, or how are you? What's Thalia's approach to entering the seedy part of town?
Would she have been there before? Would she know the bars there?
The bar you haven't been there, but you could probably reach out to a couple musician contacts, and somebody can get you in at a bar somewhere to play a gig for a night.
Yeah, she'll do one of her gigs there and just kind of observe, see if she can, make an in.
This is definitely not the kind of place that you enjoy playing.
Yeah.
This is definitely like they're not appreciative of the music as much as they want background noise to cover their card game, or just getting absolutely pissed in the corner. Nobody aside from a couple people that are like kind of just giving you the once over, trying to figure out how much money you have in your purse. There's not really anyone who's got any goods for. No one's actively hawking any goods or anything like that.
Okay, I'll go back a couple days after the gig and then try to find somebody then.
Okay. We'll cut back to that. We'll jump to Lythar. So after some meditate, because you're hanging out in the Elderwood.
Yes.
So your initial back to sort of that first week of meditating and kind of thinking about stuff. You pop out into the Elderwood, and you find this lovely, quiet, dark spot. It's a little further into the Elderwood than you would have thought. But even this far, there is no sign of human habitation. It's all just very quiet, very isolated. The feeling where like you could walk 100 miles in every direction and not run into humanity. Like it just feels like that, even though you know there's civilization not too far away.
Right.
And as you're sitting there thinking and trying to figure this whole thing out,
a random human pops up and puts a glass on my head.
Yep, that's exactly it.
You're Jewish now.
I'm Jewish now. That's exciting.
He has orc friends.
I do have orc friends. So as you're kind of sitting there, trying to think and trying to meditate, you suddenly feel like you're not alone in this darkish copse of trees. You feel like something is watching you, but not. You get the feeling that whatever it is curious, not malicious.
All right. Curious, not malicious. I'm not gonna make any sudden movements, but I'm definitely gonna be a little bit more like aware of like
Mhm.
trying to look like I'm meditating, but also kind of like looking around more. You know, like trying to be more aware.
Mhm. So as you're kind of like you kind of pop open an eye, kind of do one of those look arounds, and you look to your left and to your right. How are you sitting in this particular scene?
I'm like on my I'm like on my knees. Ow! Fuck!
So peaceful and meditative.
Yep.
Ow! I don't know why
good?
you can't even see my legs. What was the
Are you-
point of this?
Well, like
Yeah.
use your words.
Yeah.
Well, I was
That's
Use
90%
the words,
of
damn it.
like my
So, like,
legs.
you
Like
sitting
they're still
cross-legged
working
or are
on
you
that.
sitting
Yeah,
with your
I'm
knees out?
cross-legged, but my knees are on the ground and my legs are crossed behind me. That's how I'm sitting right now.
Okay, so you're kind of okay. Then
I also just slammed my desk, so that.
okay. So like, are you back to the tree, or are you looking at the tree?
I would say I'm looking at the tree.
Okay. So as you kind of pop open your eye and you kind of look around, you see a face kind of leaning out of the tree in front of you, and it's
From inside the tree.
from like the face is kind of pressing out against the tree, and it's a it's a humanoid face. It's got these piercing yellow, just like spots on this greenish face, but it still has like that barky texture to it. It's kind of leaning out of the tree. It's kind of looking at you.
Well, are we making like eye contact? Like full on.
This thing is staring directly at you. How stealthy are you on to crack your eye open?
Can I roll to see how stealthily
Sure.
I crack it open?
Sure, give me a. I don't know if stealth is the best roll for.
Or
Yeah, sure. Do stealth.
Stealth.
Yeah.
It's the cherry fairy.
All right, so that's a 14
Don't
plus
spoil
8, so that's a 22.
Okay. So yeah, it doesn't look like she's noticed. It doesn't look like this thing has noticed. I shouldn't be assigning gender before too early. The creature hasn't noticed that your eyes open, and
Maybe
so
it didn't look. Dang.
it keeps kind of looking at you, and it kind of turns its head and goes like fully upside down, and then rotates back up, and you see part of the tree kind of shift and move. Like a hand kind of reaches out towards you.
So while my eyes are closed, I'm just gonna calmly say, "Hello there."
What language are you saying it in?
Elvish.
Obi-Wan.
General Ryobi.
Okay. The thing freezes, and its eyes kind of get a little wider, and the arm kind of pulls back into the tree, and the head kind of sinks back. So the only thing that's poking out of the tree is just the nose, but you could still see the eyes and the mouth sort of inside the body of the tree. So it just like if the eyes shut, it would just look like a weird knot, and like the tree was kind of oddly shaped.
So then I'm just gonna say in Elvish, I come here to bring you no harm. I'm just looking for answers.
And the face kind of pokes out again. And it kind of turns. And then from above it, another face pops out. This one, there's only one. This face pokes a little further. This face is a little more masculine. It's got a broader nose, and a more square
God,
jaw.
are my parents a tree?
This one only has one eyelight, and it's looking. And this face is much more stern, and looks very disapproving
Oh,
and looks down at the face below it and grumbles something. And after a second, you realize it's speaking in Sylvan.
ooh, wait. Do I speak? I do speak that.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to
So-
roll to see if I can comprehend it?
No, because you know the
Oh,
language.
Okay, cool.
So you hear it, and it says, it's this creaky old. It sounds like trees groaning in the breeze. It's just that deep creaking. And it's, this one was with the ones before. Leave him. He will only bring us ill will and more trouble.
Does the other one respond or no? Or is it-
The other one is just kind of keeps looking at you and looks back up and then looks at you again.
All right. So then I'm going to say in Sylvan this time. As I said before, I do not come. I'm not here to bring you harm. I am not like the others. Trust me, I was very unhappy with the whole tackling the tree fiasco. I've come here for answers, and I have this. And I pull the acorn out.
And the two of them, as you pull out the acorn, it starts to glow brighter than it has before. And now that you are sitting, now that you can see their eyes and the acorn, they're glowing that same piercing yellow.
Oh shit!
It's the same glow. And the younger female one looks up and goes, I knew there was something about him. He's definitely not exactly like the others. And the older one kind of looks down and just goes, I hate it when you're right. It's never been good for me. And in one smooth motion that you feel this breeze, you feel the wind pick up and it pushes from the tree into your face. And the two of them step out of the tree like they've been blown free. And there's before you stand two dryads. And you, now that they're kind of out of the tree and they're getting a little closer, you actually recognize one of them. The one who's missing the eye, you remember seeing his face a split second before Maury put a crossbow bolt in it on your emergency escape.
Oh shit!
Whoops.
So then, as I recognize that, I'm just gonna like kind of do like a. I'm sorry about that. If it helps, I don't know him that well yet.
I'm not worried about how well you know him. I'm worried about, the tree that was tackled. My eye will come back. I hope. If not, I'll just remember. Don't sneak up on a man with a crossbow. These are the lessons we learn with age. I thought I had learned most of them by now.
I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's not a good idea.
And the younger one kind of grabs his hand and pulls him forward. Goes, do you see it, dear? Do you see what he has? Yes, dear. But where did he get it?
Sorry,
Where
I'm
did you
googling
get
what a
that?
dryad looks like. Oh, that's what I imagined. Okay, cool.
I think I sent you the link the last time you ran into them 8 months ago.
That was a long time ago. Oh, I
I
think
don't
you
ever
did.
remember running into dryads.
I think I was the only
were-
one that could see them.
They were poking their faces out of the trees and keeping pace as you were driving the
Oh.
cart.
But I don't think you mentioned I think it was more just like you see faces in the tree.
You spotted them.
I might have recognized them, but I don't
Yep.
think everyone else was just like
'Cause
eyes.
you also recognized the Will of the Wisps and told everyone to GTFO.
And nobody fucking listened to me.
I listened.
You
Well,
GTFO'd,
Josh
and that's
did.
what matters. And so they're both looking at you, waiting for a response.
About where I got it from.
Where you got the acorn?
I'm gonna look down and look back at it, and I'm gonna say, a new yet old elvish friend gave this to me in the city of Cornvor. Told me that this will answer all the questions, it will answer all the questions for the answers I seek.
I think the wife the smaller one turns to the larger one and goes, that seems to be a cryptically unhelpful. Do you always talk like that? You twist your words around like a river?
I look at him and I go, only when I slightly can't remember the person's name. Because in real life, you talked about it to me today, and I can't fucking remember his name.
The older one goes, old elf in the city. Was it Morgan? What's his name?
Olgrin.
Ergin.
Ergin. God damn it.
Oh, Ergin.
I kind of just like scratch my head like.
He is a friend of ours. I don't know how he can stand to live in that city.
I don't understand either, if I'm being honest. So,
we appreciate the honesty. Because if you lie to us, and the taller male leads in and goes, we will remember. Just as I will remember to not scare a man with a crossbow.
specifically a gnome with a crossbow. Tricky little fellows, aren't they?
Yes, well. At least he's a quick shot. So, what can we help with?
Well, he gave me this acorn and it started glowing. I was just meditating and I felt like in the city, in this secluded area, the trees started speaking to me. And I couldn't quite understand what they were saying. And then all of a sudden, he popped up and gave me this. And there's a riddle on it. And I've been trying to solve this for a good couple weeks, and I can't seem to find the answers to it.
So much for having all the answers you seek. What part of the riddle are you stuck on?
Well, you see, I'm trying to find my purpose / my lineage, you know, and I don't know much of any of that. I wasn't raised knowing all of that, and he told me this would help me understand more and understand my purpose and my lineage. Also, fun fact, I just found the message when you sent me a picture of this from November 25th.
Yep.
Holy shit.
So not quite 6 months. Close enough. That's playing every week.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yep.
So the smaller one kind of moves towards you and kneels down in front of you. And you can, like, as the wind is kind of blowing from behind her, she smells like fresh flowers and tree sap, like that very sweet, kind of sticky smell, but also with fresh pollen and like
DP's face.
Smelling sticky is not the best descriptor I have for her.
I know what you mean.
And she reaches out and takes your hand that's holding the acorn And she goes, what part of your legacy do you want the most? What do you want to know more than anything?
I'm gonna look down at the acorn and like take a good couple seconds to really process that. I'm gonna slowly look back up and I'm just gonna say, I want to know what I was meant to do on this world and who I'm supposed to be from where I come from.
And you hear that same kind of creaking, groaning from the taller male. And after a couple of seconds, you realize that he's laughing, that he's just chuckling to himself.
I'm so glad I have low charisma because it gives me an excuse to not be able to speak English well.
And the taller dryad, just once he settles down, he goes, that is one way to look at your legacy. Unfortunately, trees are not the best for knowing what will happen. We know the seasons. We know the storms. You know, eventually we will fall over and rot. And we will feed our children with our bodies.
And a single tear falls out of my asshole. I'm just kidding.
That's the name of the episode.
But the future is not. The future is not for us to determine. You are meant for whatever you choose to be meant for. Now, the past, that's more within our reach. Our roots run deep in many places.
Am I supposed to respond to this? Is there more?
They're all just kind of standing there, kind of in the breeze, just kind
After they
of
said that,
swaying.
like-
After they both finish their
I'm just gonna look at him and say, well, I never knew my family growing up, and once I left my hometown, I lived in the woods for years, and then I met up with the people that accidentally shot you in the eye, which I am still sorry about.
I would have suggested staying in the woods. That's worked out well enough for us in the past. But your family is important. And you don't know any of yours. And from kneeling in front of you, the female dryad looks up at you, and it looks like she's crying. And she reaches her hand up, and she strokes your face. She goes, we've met them. We know of your family.
I kind of get like overwhelmed with excitement. I'm like, where, when, where, what, who are they? What?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we can't introduce you. Do you want to know their names?
Yes.
only say this once. To not disturb the dead. Your mother's name was Mira.
Repeat that.
Your mother's name was Mira. And your father's name was Tanev.
I will only say this once.
Repeat
Say
that
it
No, because I actually couldn't hear the mother thing. I was like,
sorry.
I was ready to type, but then I was like, I didn't hear that. Fuck.
Yeah.
I will only say this once. Repeat that. Part of me.
We called them the tree's own eyes. And they saved many, many of us.
I'm gonna look at him and say, what do you mean they saved many of you? What did they do? When?
Many. They saved us more times than we can remember, more times than we can count. They were a hunting pair. Every night, when the men and the orcs came out to hunt, to kill us, they were there. Mara. Oops, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm gonna get like all kind of excited and be like, that's what I did growing up, but I didn't have another to make a pair. It was just me.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to know how they died?
I'm just gonna like slowly like nod my head yes, like hesitantly, but like yes.
The dryad kneeling in front of you is now like it just looks like water is running down her face between the leafy tresses of her hair as she looks up at you and takes your face in both of her hands. Tells you that Alan Gale and Batirius, two of our largest groves, were saved because of them. They ran miles and miles as wolves. They ran farther and faster than even we could have made it. Orcs were coming to burn our groves and drive us and our gods from this place. And at the city of Vint, just outside our grove, a gray wolf with yellow eyes ran into town with 3 arrows in its spine and a note in its mouth. That was your mother. She got the mess. She passed that message to the humans, who told the elves, who came to our defense and saved us. Have you ever been to Vint?
I'm gonna look up and say, no, I have never been to Vent.
You should go. They tell us there's a statue in the center of town in the shape of a wolf. A statue made of living wood that stays gray through the entire year in memory of her. And there's a rumor. Well, your father, Tanev, was never seen again after Mara passed, but there's rumors of a brown wolf that matches his description, the wolf he became. There were rumors of a wolf howling around Vint for many, many years after she died.
So I'm gonna give a big bow. I'm gonna say thank you very much. I'm gonna go to Vent at once. I'm gonna turn around, take 2 steps, and then I'm gonna turn back around and go, how do I get there?
You hear that same creaking chuckle coming from the taller tree, from the taller dryad. And he also has tears running down his face. But the bark on his face cracks into a smile. He goes, "You are an eager young pup. Give it time. You'll get there. Don't force a tree to grow where it's not supposed to. You'll get there."
All right, Mr. Riddles.
I'm only being honest.
Well, I appreciate your honesty.
And I appreciate the care you show for the trees and for nature. If you had not instructed them to return the tree to their rightful place, they would not have made it out of these woods alive.
And my eyes are just gonna go. I'm just gonna kind of awkwardly smile, like,
I'm glad you're traveling with them. People like that tend to get themselves killed.
just kind of be like, yeah, I've saved them a couple times,
I'm sure you have. You're the only one with any brains among the group. The female dryad looks up, kind of reaches back and swats him on the leg. The taller one chuckles and steps back a little bit. And the female dryad, still kneeling on the ground, slowly stands up to about your height. Goes, "Did that help?"
I'm gonna look back down at the acorn. I'm gonna look back up. I'm just gonna say, yes, it helped, but you're telling me be patient. Don't go there right now. But I feel like I need these answers now. I feel like I'm closer than ever. Yet you're telling me to stay away from it until it happens.
Mhm. Is there a question?
Why can't I go there now?
Walk with me. And she turns and starts walking you away from this taller tree. And she brings you on a nice, very relaxing walk to a small grove of saplings of various ages. Some of them little more than just little sprouts in the ground. Some of them are probably 2 to 3 feet tall and about the thickness of your pinky. Some of them are a little thicker, about the size of your thumb, and various stages of growth of these trees. She walks over and she points at one of the thicker ones. And she goes, "Take the sapling and bend it Show me that you can shape this tree in the direction you want.
Can I? I know it's not gonna work. Can I like roll to be like? All right, fuck it.
Are you rolling? Are you gonna roll to get it? Is that what you're trying?
No,
to, like...
no. I was gonna say like it's not gonna work. But
it's not gonna.
Because my charisma might be low, but my intelligence is high enough to fucking know that.
So what do you want to know? What are you trying to puzzle? What are you trying to puzzle out? What does your brain tell you that your mouth can't?
She's basically trying to prove that you can't force things to happen when you want them to. Like you can't get answers if it's not bound to happen yet. And she's trying to prove this in a supernatural way.
So if you want to more eloquently explain, if you want that to be like your more eloquent explanation, or if you want to RP the because that's a pretty good, that's a pretty good dial in of what she's trying to get.
All right, I'll try to roleplay this, I guess.
Okay.
So I'm gonna look down at the little sapling. I'm gonna look back at her and I go, ugh, that's not what I do, but I'm gonna look at it and look back at her and I'm just be like, I know no matter how hard I try, the sapling will not bend the way I want it to. It is too natural and will not bend to my needs.
Mm-hmm.
Is this what you were trying to show me?
Partly. Do you know what happens if you try before it is ready?
It'll be ruined.
She reaches out a hand towards the smaller ones about the thickness of your pinky and grabs it and snaps off. Like basically snaps this thing. And she holds up her hand. Does this make more sense now? And she takes her hand, puts the sapling back, and basically squeezes the two of them together. And when she pulls her hands away, it is like new. She goes, unfortunately, you would not be as simple to heal as it is for this young one. In time, you will be invent. In time, you will understand the depth of what they did for us. But now, you know the beginnings, or rather the end, of your legacy.
I want to bow my head and just say, thank you very much.
She bows in response. And she just kind of just stands there and just kind of stares and watches at you. And she does that. She's swaying with the wind, but she looks more like a tree now than she did before. Than when she was inside the tree. What would you like to do?
I guess I'm just gonna like lightly put my hand. So like, does she literally look like a tree?
She's still like kind of barky, like she has that tree like exterior. The way she's standing, she's moving as if she is a tree in the wind, not like she is a person. She's just very, very still, but she just keeps watching you.
I'm gonna like go down to one knee and like bow like this, but like on one knee.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna stand up, say thank you again, and I'm gonna slowly walk away, I guess.
Mm-hmm. She does not follow. Are you walking back to the tree in the river, or are you walking all the way back to the city, or somewhere in between?
I'll go back to the tree for a little bit just to like kind of try to gather what the fuck just happened.
Mm-hmm. As you're walking up, you see the taller male dryad look at you, kind of give you a. It's really impressive seeing somebody who's missing an eye wink, kind of mischievously, and he goes, "Good luck with her. My wife can be a handful." And he does a similar bow to what you did to her, sort of that low, like down on one knee, and then he just like takes a step back into a tree and is gone. And you are now back alone in your grove.
So I guess when I'm in the grove, I'll just kind of take a big look around my surroundings and kind of just slowly close my eyes and meditate.
Okay. So, would anyone else? Is there anything else anybody wants to do in this as we close in on the end of this 2 weeks?
Did
Can I
Maury?
get jumped in the black market?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So as you, Thalia, as you're starting to slowly work your way into the clientele of the place called the Rusty Shiv, you're starting to. People are like, you're starting to dress a little more. You're figuring out the pros and cons of camouflage in this way. So like you dress a little rattier. You don't necessarily take your brightest set of bagpipes when you're barding, and you blend in a little more with the clientele. And you've heard from a couple of people that they're putting out feelers trying to find something with a something protective. Because do you have a cover story for why you're looking to buy this, or are you just looking to buy it, no questions asked?
I guess I'll try a cover story, and I'll just be like, okay, I need a little more protection when I'm barding different places. No offense, but take my work pretty seriously.
So as you're kind of sitting at a table, with a drink, there's a calling him a bard is a little of a compliment to this man. There's a musician on stage, who's just kind of banging away at a 6-string, singing about a place called Folsom and how much it sucked to be in prison. You see somebody in a deep hood sits down at the chair across from you. And you hear a very flat, monotone voice. I heard you're shopping for something.
Yeah.
No one's been able to get it for you, I see. Otherwise,
Not
you
yet.
wouldn't be here. I have what you want.
I'm assuming there's a follow-up to that.
It'll cost you.
Define cost.
A favor. Information. Simple money won't do. I actually don't have a coin purse on me. Too easy to steal.
Can't blame you for that. Smart business.
It's
What
the
kind of
only
information?
business. What do you know
I know
about
many things.
Modrons?
Modrons, you say?
Not too
Yes.
loud. Don't say it quite so loud. The ring won't do you any good if they kill you before you can be protected.
So you've heard the rumors as well, then?
Rumors? Oh, you can't trust rumors.
Who said I trusted them?
Are you the one spreading them? That's the only time you can trust the rumors you hear.
I like the truth.
Truth is ugly and boring and only causes trouble. There's no opportunities in honesty.
Oh. But if you know the truth, what's to say you can't make your own?
Interesting. You must be a real bard. You're quite quick.
Only dropped on my heads a few times, so.
So, we're getting off track. We don't have much time. Do you want the ring?
I do.
Tell me everything you know.
I don't have notes on this.
And they reach. Hang on. I realized I should absolutely. And a red gloved hand comes up and sort of presses against the side of your head, just like kind of cups your face, and you feel not like a torrent, but you feel another mind touching yours.
The first thing they hear is obnoxious bagpipes from my head. It's out of that. It's something from my playlist.
The voice,
the Braveheart,
the voice in your head goes, "Oh God, I hope it's not like this all the time."
Can't just leave my mind open. And besides, most people don't like bagpipes. It's a good deterrent.
That's fair. Fortunately, I don't tend to mind them. Now you don't have to tell me what you know. Just think of it, and I'll see it. It's much cleaner this way.
So, for clarification, just because it's been a while, the Modrons, are they the little spidery things?
Yes, those are the little like spheres with legs that you saw an entire swarm of when Core was fighting you guys. Yeah. You've also heard stories of Modrons from
I remember
Roman
Gossip
in his last adventure.
And from their other adventure.
There was gossip about something like that in Long Pike. Like weird little mechanical creatures running around. But that's really been all of your interaction with them has been they're either trying to kill you or they're not nearby and they're a rumor. But they're you may have heard Lythar or Lami talking about how one of them talked to them a few weeks back, like when they first ran into each other. So they apparently are intelligent, can talk, and also are dangerous in large swarms.
So I'll relay that information.
Kind of relay it.
Yeah, if I can, I want to keep it as like vague as possible because I know sometimes words with the fine gentlemen in my party are interesting. I'll probably choose Lythar's description, to be honest.
Okay. Is there anything you want to hide?
Would I have connected the expelling of the nanites, or I don't know if those are the part of the Modron sort of thing, to Modrons, like the whole thing with Core and my knowledge of that incident?
It's a decent logical jump.
But it's not confirmed.
It's not confirmed because you haven't seen Modrons working outside of that swarm.
Okay. I'll convey that there was I know that there was a swarm in that area, and then in the gossip I've heard about Long Pike.
Okay.
But I won't tell about my theories.
Okay. You'll just stick to the facts.
Yeah.
So once the presence kind of digs through sort of what you've presented, the hand pulls back and the presence kind of recedes from your mind, and they go, well, that was that was delightful. That was much more pleasant than how these meetings usually go. Thank you. And they stand up and turn and leave. And once as the door shuts behind them, almost as if there was a curtain being pulled off the table, there's an envelope, unmarked, in a thick, heavy, cream-colored paper. And inside is a ring.
I would hold on a minute. I would like to cast Identify on it.
Ooh.
That is an important spell to have, boys and girls. 2
Along
dice
with-
rolls and 1 spell cast. That's what we're getting up to today.
Gotta check that shit.
Did you ever learn Presti? Clean off the poop.
I have not. I do not have enough room right now for Presti.
Okay.
All right, so I don't have to roll for Identify, right?
Nope. Choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting the spell, which it takes a minute to cast. Learn its properties, how to use them, whether it requires a 2-man, how many charges, spells affecting it, created by a spell, you know what spell's created. So yeah, you pick it up and it is a ring of protection. Like exactly as they said it was.
Okay.
Yay.
Yay. I send Rachel to the nicest of places.
Weird.
Huh.
So,
If I end up dead somewhere.
Yeah. So.
Did
Anything
Maury make my hood and jacket?
He is not here right now.
He probably took it to a leather shop and they are working on it.
Okay.
Make you a loincloth, okay?
Loincloth, cape, same thing, kind of. Just
Yeah,
depends on
same
where you tie it.
Yeah.
So if
That's
there's
a butt flap.
nothing else people want to do for those 2 weeks, no. Yes.
I
no.
throw my chain at Lami.
Lummy catches it, eats it. You now need a new chain.
Damn it.
So we will cut to the end of these 2 weeks, where it is tonight is the new moon on this side of the world.
Wait.
Chris, no.
The first night of the 2 weeks, Lythar was meeting Evelyn.
I don't care. That's in the past. I've gotten my answers. She can't help me no more.
Oh, but you still
She's
know
not meant for
about
that.
the cherry.
So-
But you're supposed to help her.
No,
So-
she was supposed. In my brain, she was supposed to help me.
So because I absolutely
Also, I
had
just
that shit
no.
fall out of my head.
You guys have a
There-
romantic evening with hot chocolate, and you go to your own rooms, and nothing interesting happens.
Yeah,
pretty
she's basically you two sit down and have drinks and you kind of just talk about stuff. And she tries to, like, when you guys were talking about the acorn, she seemed to, like, she could read Elvish. That's cool. But didn't have any new insights to offer. but was very knowledgeable about the cherry fairy, and had all kinds of great stories of the cherry fairy and why there are stones in the pits of cherries. And it's all the cherry fairy's fault because the cherry fairy was eating too many too quickly. And so other fairies were sneaking rocks into the cherry bowl. And the cherry fairy just kept eating them and kept mixing them together. So that's how you got pits in the center of a cherry. So don't eat your cherries too fast or you'll choke and die. And other stories like that. But
So Lythar does not get laid.
Correct.
You chose that just now. It's your fault.
Because I got other things on my mind.
So it's evening. It's been 2 weeks. Everyone has received their Ronan. You completed your weapon earlier that afternoon.
Yeah, I did.
So you walk into the Twist and Shout where people have all gathered, and it's like the door swings open and there's just this imposing silhouette with this mean hooked blade over one shoulder and a coil of chain and a barbed hook just hooked onto his belt. Walks in, and Adam behind the bar sees it, just does a little wave, pours a beer, slides it down the bar to you.
I catch it.
Good. I'm proud of you. It's not a hard catch. You literally like.
But do I look cool doing it?
You've got that like. It's like when you put on a new suit for the first time and you're just like you put on a tux and you're just like, damn, I look good. You got the James Bond feel going on. And you're just like, no, you catch it. You're smooth. You're suave for a Goliath.
Yeah.
It's hard to be suave when you're 9 feet tall. And the rest of everybody, unless I feel like this is part of your evening ritual, you guys all just come to the Twist and Shout for dinner and drinks. But the sun is setting on another exciting day in Cormvor.
I give Ronan the ring.
Ooh, thank you. How much did it cost?
My precious.
Don't worry about it. I got a good deal.
Oh. Thank you. Take the ring. Can I put the ring on? Does it fit?
Mm-hmm. It fits.
Perfect.
It does fit on your pinky because they had sized it for Thalia. But it
well, my right
it fits.
pinky.
Congrats.
Yay!
+1 to your AC and all your saves.
And all my saves.
Yep, that's what a ring of protection does.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought I just gave C.
No.
I would ask Maury if he found my gem, but he's not here. So
he said he was going to hold on to it. I don't know why.
Wait.
Oh, I know he said he would, but
I'm
at some
now
point
afraid.
I have to ask.
There's a ring of jumping.
Oh God.
Oh God! No, get out of the magic item wiki. Get out of the magic item wiki.
I don't know. Is it called protection?
Ring of protection.
Ring of
PRO.
Protection. Boom. Oh, there it is.
Great.
Oh, it's blue. I didn't think it was.
So
that
does
important.
because Lythar, I know you want to do things this evening because
But I was gonna say, does Ed have any update on the short swords? He said he was gonna. See
yes.
it.
So and
unless that's something you would literally need to come up with. Then...
No, I've got that sorted.
Work.
But
Sorted.
so
sorted. Oh, that's a knee slapper. Woo!
God, I want to die.
Man, that's so funny.
So Maury is currently still working with Ed. But Ed said he would be sending Maury back with Maury's equipment, as well as your two swords, because he came up with something that he might actually be more excited for, that you might find more useful.
Oh.
Wow, look, there he is.
Floating in the camera.
Wow.
I'm waiting for it to not be him.
Yep, it'll just be Zach.
Oh
Sorry.
my God.
No, you're good.
You died.
Yeah, Maury died. Frank's no longer coming back ever. He
New
lost all the
character is Frank.
materials.
We took
Fire
Maury's
kill.
brain.
He's still,
So-
he's still going.
So we got like 20 minutes left. We'll focus up for a hot second.
Sorry.
No, you're good. So Maury, you're still working on a couple of last minute things. You're working with Ed on his project for you.
Did I go find the hide cloak thing for Ronan?
You were able to find a tanner who wasn't freaked out by a cloaker,
Okay, cool.
and drop that off. I'm assuming you are actually getting the half cape and you're not making it into a loincloth.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
actually.
You'll follow. You'll do what the big scary man says. So, yeah, it's early evening. You're still working on some stuff. Back at the forge. And that's kind of where we'll pick up at the quiet evening bar scene. Because I know Lythar, I think you have something. You have something, but if there's anyone who wants a scene before Lythar does a thing.
I did want to buy Smith's tools. It's not like soup's important.
Well, I gotta pee really bad. If you want to do that,
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you
I
can
can
do
go
it.
out and I buy Smith's tools.
Okay. Well, now Robbie, you can ask Maury while you're all at the bar together.
Oh yeah, just I guess by the end of the 2 weeks after Ronan comes in with his swords, just Maury, did you find the object that I asked you for?
Yes, but I think I can modify this more useful than what it is right now. If you
What do
give
you-
me a little bit.
What do you have in mind?
Well, I wanted to put a cone around it. You know what I'm saying? To amplify it, so that way it wasn't just so you could hold it and use it, and it would go directional. You know what I'm saying?
Like we could emit it in a certain radius.
Yes.
I like this idea.
So we can force robots to be drunk.
This will prove very useful.
I think it's a good idea.
That's all we needed.
Oh, good. Oh, good. So Maury, as you come back, you're carrying your gift from Ed, and 2 short swords, and they're all kind of draped in your arms like this because Ed gave you a big present.
How big are short swords?
To a gnome or to a normal person?
to a me.
Short
think
swords.
Ronan's think bigger than a bastard, or no, a bastard sword. Short sword to a gnome.
Yeah, that's about a bastard. So it's like 3.5 to 4 feet long to you. The other thing you're holding is probably like 3 feet. Like it's just you've got a lot of stuff in your hands, but you kind of kick open the door, set everything on the table. The short swords are for Lythar. And Lythar, as you pick them up, as you grab the parcel, there's a note on it from Ed. And the note says, well, I can't make really cool swords, but I can make them do cool stuff. One of these will make sure that you don't starve out in the woods. Another one will make sure you don't die out in the woods. Good luck, buddy.
Ooh.
what?
Right.
What does
All
that
the
mean?
riddling things that aren't that riddling for
And
Why do I
as
always
you unwrap the parcel, one of them has a blue and brown leather wrapping around the hilt, and a sapphire and a topaz worked into the crossguard and the actual pommel. And there's another note around the hilt that says, "This one's if you're hungry or thirsty." And the other one has a green and black leather braid and what looks like a stone of jet and an emerald in the hilt of this one. And he goes, "This one's so you don't die. Ask the bard if you're still confused."
Nice.
Wrecked.
Nice. Because I am still confused.
Maury, as you set it down, Ed when he handed this to you, almost reverently, he said, "This is so that this is the equalizer. This will make sure that the big guy doesn't pick on you again." And as you start undoing the packaging, you're starting to see the shape of a very, very long rifle. And it looks like it only holds one round. But the round is big. It's about the diameter of a gold piece, which is probably like a $50 coin, I think. So like pretty big rounds. And it just, the equalizer is literally all that it says on it.
Does it come with multiple rounds?
There's a bag of like 6.
6.
And they're in a little leather pouch that says "handle with care" and has a little explosion symbol on it.
Hey, look, I have a $50.
Yeah, that's the diameter of the
For reference,
actual
there's
barrel.
a penny.
Yeah, so these are
It's
large
a
rounds.
big boy.
These are large rounds.
What about? I completely forgot about saying something earlier.
Oh,
about
yes.
the wakizashi.
So when he saw you already had a katana, he's like, "Well, I just made this, so let me cut it down and I'll get it to you tomorrow." So
Gotcha.
it is in progress. So yeah, you now have the equalizer, which I will send the stats to you. But for those of you who are curious, it's a long gun, does 2d10 piercing, 2d12 against a monster that's 2 sizes bigger than you.
Hey!
Nice. Being short comes in
Good thing
handy.
everything is like 2
Bolt
times
action,
bigger than you.
bolt action, single round. It does misfire. So if you roll a 1 on the
Oh,
attack,
no.
you have to take an action with your Tinker's tools to clear the jam. If you fail that check, you need to mend it to repair it because you will have effectively blown out the barrel.
Jeez. All right.
It also does have explosive bullets, and you can make more as needed.
Nice. Is there do I need a certain thing
Keep
to
it
make
away from
bullets?
guards.
You'll need like a couple of different pieces of ingredients to make more. You can also customize them a little bit to modify the damage from like fire. You could from the note that Ed left you, he left you the ingredients list, and also like if you try swapping out a couple of different things to see what kind of explosions you can get, because that could be a really interesting time.
I know
That
from
sounds like
Borderlands, caustic explosions are really good.
Side
That's
note,
true.
out of character, check your inscriptions for the non-reloading inscription.
The non-reloading infusion might be.
Oh, the repeating thing?
Or the bottom, like, yeah. Don't need no
Ignores the
stink.
loading property. Interesting.
Don't need no stinking ammo now.
So, I think it still uses the ammo. I think it just.
No, it should describe it as magically creating a piece of ammo for it. And then it just automatically, when the chamber is clear, we'll put another magic bullet in there.
If you did that, the magic bullets would not explode.
Okay.
So you have the option of explosive bullets.
So it would just be like base damage.
Yeah, you're still doing 2d12.
Yeah, that's a lot.
2d12 against something
Nice.
bigger than you, like a dragon. Because you asked for something to shoot at a dragon.
Nice.
Watch,
So-
we're gonna get in there. It's gonna be like a baby dragon. It's gonna be the size of like a Boston
And-
Terrier.
At this point, DP will just shove it. It will still murder it.
Core is the dragon that
Mhm.
shapeshifted.
So I'm gonna take out
Spoilers.
the gun and I'm just gonna kind of play with it.
There's 2 core.
Just hang it out at the. Okay.
Throw
So
it
yeah,
around. Have a
you
good
got
time with it.
it's remarkably light for being big as it is, and it handles pretty well. You definitely feel like you're gonna have to really brace yourself before you shoot this thing because it will knock you on your ass. But yeah,
How long is it? Is it like
it's
It's like an elephant gun, I'm assuming.
it's an elephant gun scaled back enough that you can handle it. Like you could still move with it pretty well. It is just not the simplest thing in the world to run around with.
So it's like
So
a
it doesn't
Barrett
have a
50
tripod.
cal with a normal
Or it does
person
have a tripod.
on a gnome. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's not a bad descriptor.
Barrett
This is an
scaled to a gnome.
This is an anti-material rifle with the best of them.
All right.
So Lythar, let's do your thing real quick in the last 10 to 12 minutes. If you want to do that now. Because we can't.
Yes. Well, I don't know what we're doing, but yes.
Oh my god. I even know what you're doing.
Well, I know. I'm
You still
assuming
figure
I
out
know
those
what
riddles.
we're doing.
Mm.
Yes, I know, but
Great.
okay, just go.
Okay.
Go.
So
Love you, Kendrick.
so you while the kind of revelry is popping off, do you say you're gonna dip out, or do you just sneak out?
No, I'm definitely gonna just kind of like sneak out.
Do I notice him?
Give me stealth and perception checks. Anyone who wants to try and spot Lythar on the way
Oh,
out.
absolutely.
That is a 2.
All right.
The loaded that. I've never been more afraid of that in my life.
That.
How'd you do, Lythar?
Oh, I have to roll stealth.
Yeah,
you gotta
you're
be
trying
the
to.
2.
You're the one trying to sneak away. This is your
Oh,
fault.
all right. Well, I got an 18 plus 8, so fuck off. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that,
Is that how math
I
works?
didn't
Easy.
Okay.
it's a 9.
No.
All
Uh, so you just kind of sneak out the front door as Maury's kind of waving his gun around.
Look what I got.
He
Not
whipped
paying
out his
any
gun in
attention.
public. Yeah, he's just having fun. So is you kind of make your way back to the grove that Ergen directed you to, and the grove, like you've found it. It's in the same exact spot it was before, but it feels like it's miles away from where it was. It feels like a very different place. And you feel the acorn in your pocket. You feel cool. And like it feels like there's an ice cube in your pocket that isn't melting. It's just that cool sensation. And as you reach into your pocket and pull it out, instead of glowing that amberish gold, it's now glowing silver. It's glowing like moonlight and is the brightest thing in this grove.
I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna find where the moon is, and I'm gonna hold it up. And
There
like,
is no
hold-
moon.
I thought you
It's the
said there
new
was.
moon. It's the
New
new
moon.
moon. There is zero moon.
Well, then I'm gonna hold it up like it is
Okay.
the moon. It's that
Great.
one right
Good.
there.
Okay.
Does,
So
anything,
you-
does anything happen from that?
You're holding up the entire grove around. Like it starts to glow brighter as you hold it up, and you see the riddle inscriptions written on the grass in front of you in this moonlight. And just like and this entire little grove of trees is glowing like it's a full moon. And you just see the riddle written out in front of you.
One
All right.
acorn. Pull them
Then
all.
Then I'm gonna put the acorn where the tree and the water meets. And I'm gonna go boop. Is that the answer?
I love you so much.
Before you do that, let me read what the riddle says.
What's about to say?
Child of the wandering moon,
Oh, I thought it. Yeah. Okay, keep going.
you must know your family. Where wood and water meet, speak our names beneath the night and receive
Oh.
your legacy.
Shit, right. I know.
I
the name.
dropped
God,
the acorn in the river. It's gone forever. There goes 3 months.
So I'm gonna like hold the acorn like kind of above that area of the grass, and I'm gonna say Mara and Taniv.
And so you say these names, and the acorn gets brighter and brighter and brighter, and the letters in Elvish on the grass start to shift and move together and coalesce into a single silvery gray shape. And as it gets brighter and brighter and brighter, the shape coalesces and forms 4 furry legs, a long tail, and the light kind of fills up, and there is now an enormous wolf standing in front of you, and it turns and looks at you with these piercing yellow eyes, turns and sits on its haunches, just looks at you. And that is where we will stop for the night. Congratulations. 3 months of riddles later.
3 months. I am now Beastmaster. Suck it.
Everybody, thank you all for your patience in all of this. Y'all get to level up.
Christ.
Welcome to level 6.
What?
Yay!
Y'all stronger now.
Y'all made it through the entire sewers and a whole lot of role playing. I appreciate your patience. Welcome to level 6.
Go.
I knew this was happening.
He did, because I didn't want to have him switch to Beastmaster and then level up. I'm just doing it all at once.
I get a second natural explorer choice? Oh.
Yo, I get 2 more infusions. That's
So
fair.
I got forest, and then what else?
So you didn't have to take away my big stick anyway. You
No,
bitch.
I don't get like 2 more. I get 2 different. I can do.
So
Yeah.
Curtis, where are we going next? What should I choose as my? I'm just kidding.
It's up to us.
All
Me.
right, that's the perfect gift right there. Oh yes, that is Lythar right now. Oh, big boy, big boy.
Big.
Is it a boy or a girl?
It's a
Can I say-
girl.
It's a girl. Oh, my baby. Can I come up with a name and everything? Can I like have an emotional attachment to this thing?
Please do.
Oh hell! I was already thinking of ideas since like we started at 7:30. That's why I got really nervous when you were like, "Time will tell." I was like, "What?" I was like, "You told me this was happening tonight." What a big baby.
I'm sorry, some of these infusions are wild. I was not ready for this.
You missed the level up. Welcome to level 6.
What infusion are
sorry.
you looking at?
I can
Ooh, and a
create
second
a
favorite
homunculus servant
Mhm.
where I get a creature's heart and I can just form another creature. So, yeah. And what else?
Mhm.
I have
You can get Boots of the Winding Path.
spell refueling ring where you can just recover an expended spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of these are crazy. It's fun.
Oh,
So
darn it,
where
did not
are
get
we-
another spell?
Where are we going next? That's what's good.
Also,
Well.
Boots of the Winding Path can allow me to tell.
Wait, what is Underdark? Just like dark places in
Underdark
general?
is like
Would that have been
It's
the
it's
sewer?
like the deep shit.
So would that have been like the sewer?
Sewer's not
No.
Underdark.
No.
Underdark is like
Bad
entire
news.
colonies of secret like dark elves live in the Underdark.
Oh,
Have you played
okay.
Skyrim?
Yeah.
The Falmer.
It's yeah.
Oh,
Except that
okay,
Drow are more civilized than Thalmor.
right? No, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Until we
Semantically.
find Illithid.
Arctic
No,
coast,
no Illithid.
No,
desert,
yeah, that's
grassland.
what you don't want mind flayers.
No.
Wait, so what's the difference between forest and grassland?
Forest has trees. Grassland has
Grassland-
grass.
Is that literally it? Like,
Yeah, can you?
So forest. you're
Chris,
used to
fuck off.
No, he's not wrong. Forests have trees. Grasslands are like the savanna, like African savanna.
Yeah.
Or like Kansas versus Pennsylvania. Kansas is more of a grassland, or just like plowed field. But yeah, think like African savanna.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'll pick mountain.
Welcome to level 6. Welcome to level 6.
So I am
Would
torn.
you long rest?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you guys should be long rested because you've had
Long-
2 weeks of
We've
long
been
rest.
long resting for 2 weeks. So
Um,
I'm torn here
mhm.
because my thought was to
You have a thought. That's not
multi-class,
very nice. Uh-huh.
but at level 6, the barbarian is busted.
Uh-huh. What do you get at level 6, friend?
Oh God, what's it called? Let me go back here.
Is it reckless?
No.
Reckless, you get at level 3.
Level 6 magic reserves. At 6th
I can
level,
change to
you can
Beastmaster!
channel the magic surging inside you into other creatures. As an action, you can touch a creature and roll a d4. That creature
right.
recovers an expended spell slot of equal level to the number rolled. If the creature you touch cannot recover a spell slot of that level, the creature instead gains temporary hit points equal to 5 times the number rolled. I take force damage equal to 5 times the damage rolled. So as long as I can be healed, I could just, like, make Mori the most tankiest fucking gnome on the planet.
I mean,
Or the bard, or the warlock.
Or the bard, or the warlock, but I feel like
Or-
it would be
or
funnier
Lythar. You
if it
could
was
also-
the gnome.
You could also buff the shit out of Lythar.
I could.
I only have 40 hit points, so
I bumped up to 58 points.
Yeah.
I'm up to
Also-
65.
Curtis, we were talking about
Probably be less
like
than
a hybrid Beastmaster Wolf thing. Do I need to edit anything? Like he's got a armor class. Like we can
I
discuss this
need-
later, but
Yeah, I need to look into the specifics because your wolf is spoopy and moonlighty and really, like, even as you're sitting with it in the woods, it doesn't stop doing that cool moonlight shimmery effect where it looks like it's kind of smoking. It doesn't stop doing that.
Stealth might be hard.
With my glowing moon dog. Think Okami with a little less cell shading. That's kind of what you're working
oh,
with.
dude, what a good game.
Great game.
dude, that was
Such a long game. That game keeps getting long.
Dude,
I'm
you,
like,
made,
what?
you were
That's why
making me emotional during the whole tree thing. I was like,
Oh.
this
That was
is
the objective.
You were like, the tears are rolling down. I was like doing this as a joke, but I was trying not to smile like an idiot. But every time you would say things, I was like, "Oh, you look like a dumbass smiling at this." I
No,
was
that's fine. Like the number of times
I was
where I
getting so
grin.
excited.
Mike sees me more at work. He watches me grin like a lunatic when I come up with these things. Like today we figured out the I figured out the equalizer finally. I also couldn't come up with a good name for it. I was like, what's a good name for this gun? The equalizer. Eddie goes, fuck, that thing is bigger than me. I want to kill it.
Is that katana more than just meets the eye?
It is not an Autobot nor a Decepticon, if that's what you're asking.
Maybe.
There is writing on the outside of the sheath that might be worth looking into.
I recommend discovering if it is cursed.
Yeah.
I caught the end of last episode. It's not magical, but that doesn't mean that it's not cursed. Greater resto, anyone?
I have lesser.
We'll get there. I mean,
Yeah,
the
I
play
think
music's
greater is
so good.
level 8.
Play music's so good, the curse goes away.
Actually, I changed my mind. I think that the bagpipe music that Guy heard was like the Wii theme, but with bagpipes.
Dude. Oh god, there's lobby music in your brain. I'm so sorry. Oh man. So yeah, we'll have to level
Well,
up.
that's the specific music I use to
we'll have-
tune people out.
We'll have to level up Lamy when he gets back. But yeah, thanks y'all for playing. Thanks y'all
Thank
for
you.
sticking
That
through.
was-
Next
that was awesome.
session, combat will happen. Lots of setup. Lots
Oh
of
yeah.
combat. Y'all will be level 6. Y'all get to kick
We're
the
gonna
shit
have
out of
a
stuff with
moon
your new
dog.
level 6. Also, so we'll probably start with Lythar coming back with his moondog, unless we want to do that real quick, because I know people want to go to bed.
No, yeah, I want to.
Yeah,
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 we'll go
I'm
to bed.
packed up
I'm
and
cool
ready
with
to go to bed.
waiting for Moondog.
By the way, Robbie is up on D&D Beyond now. I realize you are missing Xanathars.
I'm not missing Xanathars.
I can't find any of the. Oh no, because I did find Hexblade. I'm gonna have to check why it's not letting me grab some of the things I
Some of
grabbed.
some of your stuff, because when I tried to replicate, I couldn't find some of those things.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's in a module or something else. Because like
I
it
thought-
wouldn't.
I could have sworn I was only out of the PHB and Xanathars, but I'll check that.
Let me see. Because what was I trying to grab?
Shadow
'Cause
Veil
it's like-
isn't on there.
One with shadows, or
No, Shadow Veil is different than all of those
yeah,
things.
because there was a whole thing of trying to like.
And I couldn't find Hunger of Hadar either.
I think hunger's on there because I think I have that. Yeah, hunger is definitely in there.
Okay.
I just had to dig it up but the void is filled with a cacophony of soft whispers and slurping noises. I like our version better. Anyway, and on that note,
Good night, everybody.
Thanks all for playing.
Good night.
Yes,
See
I
y'all
can
next
stop
week.
recording.